table scraps. Hello there everybody, it's an extra special vlog because today is going to be a first for my channel. Now, those of you who are in the know will know that I actually live in a place called King's Heath, and down the road from me there is a legendary venue called the Hare and Hounds. Just to give you an idea of how legendary this is, the likes of a little known singer called Ed Sheeran performed here back in, I think it was 2011. Little known actress called Keira Knightley was also spotted at this venue when Klaxons were playing about half a decade ago, and now somehow, despite the fact that I live down the road, I've never vlogged at this venue, but that is going to change tonight because an amazing band by the name of Table Scraps are headlining the This Is Tomorrow, but without the vowels, Sound of 2020 gig, 2020 preview, lots of explosions and excitement.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
And a lot of our favourites are on the bill, Cosmics, also Sunshine Frisbee Laserbeam. But we're going to go down there, we're going to catch the carnage. Last time I saw Table Scraps there was basically a riot in the front row, some gothic horror film black and white footage behind a stage drop, and I also want to talk to them about playing South by Southwest and touring around loads of Europe's most obscure cities. It's going to be a great one, and actually I'm going to give you a little bit of a walk up to the venue since it's my own hometown, King's Heath B14, but I'm literally not going to leak my address because whilst I may not be a big YouTuber, I'm also not stupid. But let's go. I saw you in the crowd. There you go. It's a person for a band. It's a Taboo Club. There you go. He's on the vlog. Cheers. I'm going to be copying the Cosmics merch after a 6 set. That was the most still I've ever seen you stand while singing. You lost it at the end. Usually you're all over the place, but big up Hare. And we've been in France, Paris. They've been in Brussels. So right, you've got a card reader, yeah? This is such a sick design. The OG Cosmics. That's the real throwback Cosmics. Yeah, so how old's that design? Oh, I haven't seen that in like years.
It's about a year and a half.
A year and a half. So, I mean, you guys are quite a new band anyway, but Table Scraps backstage at the Hare and Hounds in King's Heath. How are you guys doing? Amazing setting, amazing gig.
Well, it's been a day already, hasn't it? We're like 4 bands in?
Yeah. This is a little bit of a mini festival was the way I was thinking about it, because most gigs it's like 3 bands, start at 7, wrap up at 9. You guys aren't even on till past 11 o'clock. So are you just like, sod it, there's loads of amazing bands in Birmingham, we want to do something a bit bigger?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, there's like loads of our friends playing tonight.
Definitely.
So it's a really fun gig.
I've got to ask you first though, what are the ABCs of health and safety?
A bone coming out is bad.
Yeah. Table Scraps in themselves, like, have you guys got a big 2020 plan? Because I think you've already kind of toured the world. So it's like, where'd you go from there? I was writing down some of the locations you've been to. Fralbum, Bochum,
yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah,
These are parts of
Yeah.
Europe I've never even heard of.
Yeah, I know. We went to lots of different places in Germany, many of which I'd never heard of, I think.
Yeah.
In fact, I didn't think because we didn't do Hamburg, we didn't do Berlin, we did like Bochum, Bremen. They were absolutely wicked. They were some of the best shows we've ever done.
Like those European cities, my friend Jack Parker was on tour with a guy called Scarlord, and I was just seeing on his Instagram story these really picturesque European cities. I think I jumped off a bridge in Switzerland. So what was your experience like going to all these little European
Did you do a lot of
towns?
Swimming, like a weird amount of
A
swimming.
lot of indie bands love swimming. I mean, you're not indie, but it's like Foals are always singing about swimming. So maybe you're embracing that guitar culture.
Maybe.
It was a good way to have some time off because we're spending so much time sat down and eating cheese and eating bread and eating cheese and tons of meat. It's just like, well, I guess it's more bread and cheese. And it's like,
I have found like I was in Paris like 2 days ago, and it's so hard to even be vegetarian there because you just buy what you think is a cheese toasty, and it's a croque monsieur with a bit of sly ham in there.
you were living off the Bugles, weren't you, in Paris? The crisps.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my guts did not like that.
How have you guys managed to, I guess, would you still call yourselves a local band? But at the level you are, I guess like an upcoming level still, how have you managed to be so like effective at getting gigs in other countries and touring there?
That is
You feel that one.
Well,
I think it's taking it slow and not doing anything unless we think it's really good. I feel the pressure more out of the 3 of us to be like, put stuff out, play more shows, go out, do things, and Pop and Scott are just like, it's fine, just take time. And
you've got to talk the talk sometimes.
but what it meant was that when people sort of found it, like Joe from Idols or Dave Windor from Monster Magnets, that when they found it and they were like, where's this come from? They were like, they just got it straight away because we hadn't compromised on just running ourselves ragged on tour constantly, on the toilet circuit and just taking that bit of time to just go, if we don't think this is great, then why would we put it out or why are we going to do it?
Build up a sound. And when you're actually out there on a European tour, how are you getting about? Do you have like a little van you drive yourselves around in the Paris, Europe?
We have a very astute tour manager who is basically just looks after us, makes everything happen, and he's on the desk, he's front of house. He basically.
I actually don't know how he does the job. It's like driving for like 12 hours and then going and like you don't go to sleep, you don't get to rest, you're like straight away setting up the kit and then doing it again. Like I literally have no idea how he does it.
He made South by happen pretty much.
Yeah.
I did want to say, I think of all the dates you've played South by, it's like for most music fans, that's got to be an absolute like mecca, a beacon that you want to get to. So did it live up to the hype for you? Was the atmosphere just?
I mean, like we're pretty old and pretty jaded, so we were
look old.
We were expecting it to be like, oh, it's probably not going to be as good as I thought when I was like 18 or something. But yeah, it was great. It was just really, it was really.
Was it as good as Reading? the gold standard of English festivals.
So maybe not as good as Red in 2006, but
Who was playing then? Was that Muse?
who would have been?
I think Muse were in 06, maybe
It
7.
might have been when Johnny Marr just joined the Cribs to really date it.
Is that when you guys were kind of forming your music taste then, or even was it,
Good taste.
or just like really investing in music culture? I mean, because I grew up in like that golden era of indie, so I was all thinking like 2006 when like Muse, The Killers were like the biggest bands in the world, and
I
you
was
had like
avoiding all of that, like
Really?
Plague at that age.
you weren't into
yeah.
it.
No.
Were you into like much heavier stuff,
I
or?
was like one of those annoying kids that like the Velvet Underground and stuff.
I mean, I feel like that's the basis of the Birmingham indie scene. Bands like the Cosmics probably are much more into that now.
Yeah, I mean, bands like the Cosmics, obviously they're big like Stooges nuts as well. So it's interesting when you see like 18, 19-year-olds who like really know their stuff. And they're like they really know like that, like the Stooges. Like when I was 18, 19, probably barely even knew who Iggy Pop was, let alone like a decent knowledge of his
Everyone's got vinyls now instead of CDs, and I think that's kind of a big part of being young now, is actually going, we're kind of rejecting what's around us and reaching a little bit further back into the past.
Definitely. I mean, you can see from the crowd tonight that it's much younger people. It's certainly like when we were like 18, 19, it's a bit bleak. Like that sort of time.
The oldies
2007, 2008, it wasn't a great time for like independent venues, for upcoming bands. It was that sort of last dying wave of like, you know, Johnny Borrell guitar bands and that sort of thing. So we're lucky that we're able to be like on that sort of bit older, a bit more road hardened, and that bands, you know, like the Cosmics and stuff that we really love are able to kind of like have that good synergy there where we'll support each other.
What do you think of the state of the Birmingham scene then at this point? Because I think what's cool is you've got a real kind of flourishing youngest city in Europe actually on statistics, and people don't realise that about Birmingham, but I think you've got a little indie group of people like Riskus and Sugar Thief and bands like The Claws you might have heard of, and I Brave Claws being signed by Universal. But then you guys are operating, I'd say, a tiny little bit left field of that, and This Is Tomorrow has this beautiful bracket of bands like Hoopla Blue, yourselves, all the Foam a Lot and Mutes, who are, I guess, almost more King's Heath than Digbeth, if that makes cultural sense.
It's good because it's not like cliquey or niche. Like we're all like
everyone intermingles, the Cosmics.
Yeah, there's no sort of like battle of Britpop or anything. Everybody's like really.
Maybe we need that. I was talking to someone saying that, I mean, they can come in. You can let them in. It's a vlog, not a proper interview. So, but I always someone was saying to me, we need more rivalries in Birmingham music. Would you want to pick a fight with any bands?
Oh, pick a fight with a band. I would probably pick a fight with Sunshine Frisbee Laserbeam.
Sunshine Frisbee Laserbeam just walked in.
Yeah,
It's amazing because I cast my mind back to 2017 and Beyond the Tracks Festival. I was filming an interview with Sunshine Frisbee Laserbeam that Tom Clabon was doing. Hey man, you good? That's the beauty of
He lives to tell the tale.
the Sharpie. I noticed on the Table Scraps Instagram there was a really cute dog picture further back. I think that was just before 2020. So is that your puppy? And would you ever consider making him an official mascot of Table Scraps?
He's very friendly. He like loves everybody.
Like the music. Have you played it to him, or is he a bit like?
I'm not sure if he would.
Barks at Debbie Harry. Michael Cox from Deer Hunter, when he was in Birmingham the other day, he was demanding that they bring a dog to the venue for him to hang out with before they played.
Like, did he not even have a dog? He was like, I want you to find me a dog.
He said at every city he wanted like the reps, so we had all the reps like from Birmingham. Can anyone bring their dog to Digbeth in 10 minutes?
You
Like,
should just have the tour sponsored by like RSPCA or something, and then every different local branch could bring a protection dog down. Maybe that'd be an idea. Table Scraps, thank you so much for chatting, and can't wait to see the gigs. It's going to be absolute carnage.
Cheers,
Thank you very much.
We're going to play some new songs, then we're going to play some old songs. If we don't achieve anything else tonight, burn that fucking witch. You bastard. It's right there.
Who knew? Cast the silence.
Sweaty, isn't it?
So has everyone seen Star Trek Picard? Just me. It's fucking brilliant, isn't it? My friends down here then.
beat to. Open up your mind and you'll see things right. Come into the light and you'll see things right. Open up your mind and you'll see things right. Come into the light and you'll see things right.
I'm in front of all these people. Oh my god. You know I like taking my top off, but I like taking my top off, we're in the bar and the shock's been falling on both my nipples. So if you want to take my top off late, then tequila's my drink. And I get frisky, okay? Thanks for coming everyone. We're gonna have a dance with these table scraps.
It's not boring for you, this sitting down shit. You can all sit down too if you want. Actually do that. No.
God.